I have been selling this book, Zan Azli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm streaming at Zan Azli. As usual, we watch a local film every week and we review it.
This week we're watching Rasuk and we're like
This
super
week
late.
we're watching Rasuk and we're super late.
We're supposed to go in there.
Okay, so
we saw Rasuk
back in KL. And right
We're
after
not
that,
in KL right now.
after that we left for Sabah.
Yeah.
Because we're in Sabah because we're going on a tour. If you've been following us on social media and everything else, we've been the last 2 years, right? Last 2 years we've been embarking on this national countering violent extremism campaign, Fat Bidin CVE campaign, where we produced 3 films, 3 feature documentaries,
2 YouTube channels.
And
trained 5 journalists to come up with CVE themed special reports.
Yes,
So we've been very busy lah.
We've been very busy. So you know why sometimes we missed a couple of weeks, right? Yeah. So right now we're bringing the Sabah film, Sabah documentary
to communities around Sabah.
Yes, small communities.
We've gone to some alternative schools, we've gone to some kampongs, and we're now halfway in the midway mark of our Sabah tour.
Yep, we're in Semporna right now. Silibisi, you know, Silibisi.
So
yeah
lah.
Okay, so
coming back to the film.
Yeah, well, the 3 documentaries will be on Astra Wani. The first one was already on Astra Wani.
Yes.
So you will be able to watch it lah. Just stay tuned on all our channels lah.
Yeah, to find out.
Okay, Rasuk. Directed by
James Lee.
an old friend, James Lee, the godfather of digital film and independent film in Malaysia.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Hey James, I haven't seen you in a while. When we gonna start?
Saw James.
When?
That day.
So long ago. The first film he did for Kuman Pictures. That's when I last saw him.
Sisters.
When are we gonna start that magazine that you keep talking about, James? But yeah, okay, Rasuk. So what's Rasuk about?
So Rasuk is about these kids in an asrama, I think.
Yeah. They're like college students, right?
And then everybody's gone back because it's school holidays, except for these few kids lah. And then so they decide to go to like some waterfall or something, and then some dumb flirt decides to go and open a random bottle in the jungle.
You know how it goes after that.
Yeah, and then they go back to the dorm, and their Ustad Alif Sata, who's played by Alif Sata, also comes back to take over for Hasan Rani, who has an emergency in the kampung. So things start to get weird. Basically, that one kid that opened the bottle starts to like speak in tongues, and then he starts, would you say eating, biting, consuming
eating other people.
his other people, and then he like draws on their face like that, like
And
that,
then
while
and then
saying some weird things.
yeah,
and then
they
that
wake
person
up as
also, like,
zombies.
wakes up and then goes and bites other people. So it's like a pandemic.
In a hostel.
Yeah. Zombie-demic or something. And then there are these few flirts who are like trying to, I guess, survive lah. This zombie-demic. because in their hostel is like in some remote area that has no signal and all that kind of thing. So it's very and there's a power cut, of course. It's always a power cut in these kind of situations. So that's how it goes lah. Yeah.
So what do we think about the film?
So what do we think about the film? I actually didn't hate it. I watched the trailer several times because the trailer was in the cinemas for months. So every time we went to see a local film, this trailer would come up and I was like, ah, fuck, we're gonna have to watch this film. I hate these kind of films. I don't really want to watch like a zombie film. But it actually didn't turn out so bad. Style-wise, I didn't really hate it completely as a horror thriller film. Makes sense because, you know, James directed it and he's always got pretty good control over everything that he directs lah, in his script. But I really must say that I didn't really enjoy the story so much. Mostly because I kind of get why it was like that. They're trying to make it mysterious, you know, so you don't know what it is or where it comes from. But I need to know. Okay, I want to know. So like, when you don't know and it's just a case of like, suddenly he opens the bottle and it's like this mystical bullshit of we don't even know what it is actually, and then it just causes people to go around biting other people and whatever. It's hard for me to make a connection to really fully immerse myself in the film. So you know that you're just watching a story and kind of a borderline sort of nonsensical story because there's no backstory, right? So you cannot relate, right? So you're just like, oh, okay lah. So it didn't really invoke much feeling lah. Maybe that's why also I could tahan it, because then it's not so scary lah, because you already know that it's not real because you don't know what's going on also. It's like, oh, okay lah, they're just, you know, some kids eating some other kids.
Some kids eating some other kids.
Yeah.
With the purpose of trying to take over the world.
I guess, is that the purpose? We don't know.
Yeah, because that's what the Ketua zombie said, what?
Is it?
You know, yeah, he's trying to imply that he wants to take over the human world lah.
I didn't realize that's.
But he starts in a remote village in a sekolah asrama lah.
In the jungle actually, because that's where the altar thing was. Yeah, so the gaps of the mystical parts were a bit detached for me, so I didn't really enjoy that. Yeah. But other than that, it was alright.
I mean, I like James. James always has very good control when he's directing films.
Yeah.
You know, even his art house films and his mainstream films, they're very control lah. He has control lah, which is great. He's a great director. But James, for a very long time in his career, he's already been trying to straddle between the independent art house films that he makes and the mainstream stuff that he makes, right? And I think he's very successful in his art house stuff, fairly decently successful in the mainstream stuff, you know, and he likes to do all these zombie movies, horror movies. He's done a couple already. And I think this is just another one of his attempting to be really mainstream filmer that is trying to make money, you know, in the box office, which I think it is.
Is it?
I think so. I think
it was quite a full house when we went. We went on the first day.
Yeah, it was a lot of people,
and there was a lot of
people in the cinema. So
it was quite annoying actually.
Yeah,
because,
they were talking and
what is this new culture of everybody just talking in the cinema? Like, what happened to the old days when cinema time was sacred and everybody must shut up, because if not, some person is going to be like, shh.
I don't know.
Nobody does that anymore.
I've never experienced places where if it's a full house, people keep quiet. So rare lah in Malaysia. But anyway,
was it this annoying also?
Anyway, this was very annoying because they were talking. They were talking to the screen.
It's not an interactive show, guys.
Yeah. I never get scared at horror movies. I never get scared at anything. I never get scared at anything that's supposedly scary, like horror stuff lah. But I enjoy watching horror movies. Now this particular one, you can see that every single horror zombie trope was put into this film. James, right? You've got this gang of friends. You've got your friend who's very loyal and friendly and, you know, loyal, dedicated friend. You've got your friend who just thinks of himself. You've got your friend who fall in love with your other friend's sister, kind of thing. Every single character is there. And you see them one by one die like any other zombie movie. You know, this person dies and after that person dies. you know, and you have all the normal like friendship tropes lah, like I sacrifice for you. No, I'm too selfish. I'll sacrifice you for me and things like that. It's all there.
And die anyway.
Yeah, and then you've got your hodgepodge put together from other zombie movies. Like, you know, 28 Days Later was the zombie movie that changed all zombie movies. Before this, you had like Night of the Living Dead and all that, where the zombies are all like very slow, right? And you can just outrun them anytime and you can beat them up anytime. But the thing that scares you is that because they spread like wildfire, there's just so many of them, and it gets scary lah. But then 28 Days Later, Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later became even extra scarier, because then he tried to make zombies that had superhuman strength, that will run faster than a car, that can punch you and you fly like 10 stories into the air, you know. And then there's a lot of them because, you know, they spread like wildfire. That was like damn scary. So you had that element too in this. Everything, you know, every zombie
But these
stereotype was
zombies
brought into it.
were also like can be controlled by one hit zombie. That was
this
slightly
zombie
different.
it was also from that series, the M. Night Shyamalan TV series, the one where there was this mad scientist who put everybody to sleep. He selected people, put them to sleep, and then brought them up hundreds and hundreds of years later on, wake them up, and he wants to create this new society. But then the old society has already been like another virus that has spread, like zombie also. That one they had like head zombie. So it's also taken, you know, from all and then all put together lah. But
I don't watch a lot of these kind of shows.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger and I was a little bit braver and I would still want to watch horror films, I always enjoyed the ones that had a lot of backstory. So because this one was really more action heavy, right? And like there were all these, it was okay if it was fully action heavy, but this one had these elements of like they want to tell you what it is but then they don't. So I was like a bit upset lah. Like there was one scene where they're all just chanting to like a tree.
Yeah, so
And then
like I think that's where the filmmakers tried to bring in the element of, they tried to localize it lah, having the kena merasuk, finding a bottle with like a gin inside, you know, like some evil spirit in a bottle, accidentally let it out. So that one is trying to localize all these other generalized zombie tropes from the Western world lah, isn't it? So I guess that was him trying to relate to a local audience and
but
put it together.
Taking a step back from my own preference though, I also think that, you know, we've reviewed other films before and we don't like it when they rush through to explain everything. So maybe it's good also lah that James left it like that. I'm sure some people will appreciate it. I personally don't, because I want to know, but I'm sure other people will find it to be very enhancing lah, you know, the experience of not knowing, like, oh my god, then how will they come back, are there more? So
because they can't explain, because there was a part in the film where they all said, they were talking about this hysteria thing in schools.
No, in the kampung, next door kampung.
In the kampung, and then after that, when they were talking about that, they also said like, kau tengok lah kat sekolah ni kan, kalau orang yang kena hysteria, you don't know where this hysteria comes from, but suddenly it just spreads everywhere. And then this is in a boarding school. I went to a boarding school. This kind of talk is always always around, you know. So I think you'll find an audience that will relate to this lah. You know.
And I guess that element of chaos just amplifies that, you know, amplifies the mystical and amplifies the chaos lah, really.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being in boarding school in the middle of the night, like a group of us would like go out and try to find hantu, you know. We would go to the bio lab, because bio lab got all those like preserved animals, and there was even a preserved fetus, you know, in our bio lab. So we go, should go hantu lah. And never ever go hantu, never. I would go every time. Lady in green, mana ada lady in green? The black horseman. Nah, mana ada all these black horsemen. Every boarding school in Malaysia has a lady in green, has a black horseman, has a whatever shit. But I've never seen any of this black horseman or whatever. And I actively go and look.
Yeah.
But it's fun stories lah.
There was this weird nuance in the film as well, where they are at the waterfall, sungai, whatever, and then one fella goes, jom semayang, that time nak solat, and nobody else wants to solat, and he's the only one that solats with the kakak, right? And then at the end of the film, he's also the one fucker that survives with the kakak. And there's a scene where the zombie like comes really close to him already, but then somehow like doesn't.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So I was thinking like,
So you go to solat lah.
is
But
this
I thought the solat guy was the one that became the ketua zombie.
No,
Oh, no.
he
Okay,
didn't
okay.
solat. He's the photographer guy.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was also wondering like if that was intentional, like, you know, was there secretly like a faith message in there, or just so happened he just happens to be the smartest flirt out of all of them, which is also why he solats lah. I don't know.
But knowing James, maybe he's just poking fun at all these solat thing.
So it's like, we'll make sure the
To
one
make sure
that
that
plays
the one won't
survives.
die. But there was this one part which I kind of like, where one of the dedicated friend character who becomes a zombie, but he wants to save his friends, so he tells his friends, look, just leave, you know, I'm going to turn into them. And then when he does turn into a zombie, there were times where he wanted to attack his friends and his sister, where he couldn't because, you know,
he was trying to
fight it lah, you know.
And then,
But again, right, that one is also a very common trope lah.
please take care of my parents. Okay, anyway, so
Okay, so what do you think?
yeah,
Watch, don't watch?
watch lah,
Watch, it's
Not bad.
entertaining. It's quite okay. The ending was a little bit abrupt for me though.
Yeah,
But it was good. I think
they'll
it's
take
very
you on a
entertaining.
ride, yo.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's shot very nice. You know, it's very beautiful shot at night in a school. It's weird that everybody goes back for holiday, and the zombie attacks in the middle of the night. But there's a group of people playing football.
There's so many flirts there.
There's a group of people playing football in full football gear, and then they turn zombies, and you see zombies who are dressed in football gear running everywhere. It's good.
For a school that was supposed to be like fairly abandoned,
Yeah.
it was not very abandoned.
Well, it was entertaining. It's entertaining.
It was.
So I would say go watch
yes,
it.
Watch it. Congratulations, James.
Yes.
On yet another nice film.
Okay. I mean, not the best film ever, but go watch it lah.
Go watch it.
That's it lah.
That's it.
Okay.
We're gonna get back to
Our tour.
Porna now.
Yes.
Like this video. Don't like this video.
Subscribe to our YouTube
To all
channel.
our YouTube channels.
Follow us on all our social media platforms.
Oh wait, before
It's
we
at
go, do we
Bidin.
want to shout out any of the new local series that have come out that we haven't seen?
No. Are there any? I can't think of.
There is one. Alfie's 1 Cent Thief is out on Astro.
Oh, it sounds supposedly good
So
lah.
if you have Astro, apparently it's quite good. We don't have Astro, so we don't know how we're gonna watch it.
We'll
but
try,
we'll
we'll
find a
try.
way to watch it.
Yeah.
There's also another one called Buto or something that's on another
Buto tu perkataan kotor lah.
on another platform, TV something else, which is also by another Malaysian filmmaker.
Here's another thing that I want to ask you guys your opinion. A lot of people have been saying that we should put Malay subtitles
Yeah.
because they think our reviews are quite good, but we need to spread our
our
audience and all that. So they say, but I'm thinking putting subtitles. I want to kill myself before I put subtitles. So leceh. But maybe we could do this bilingual. Like I could speak in Malay or something, and then we see how lah. Make it like a hodgepodge.
I
Like
can sort of
Yeah.
speak in Malay.
mix rojak kind of thing lah. Do you think more people watch
Yeah.
it? We speak like rojak.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we are
let us-
Malaysians, right?
Let us know if you want us to
Yeah,
speak in Malay.
we are Malaysians. We can speak Malay, we can
And
speak
speak
Cantonese,
Malay.
we can speak English, whatever you want. Yeah, I can speak Tamil too, but it's all the dirty words because Deva taught me. My friend Deva,
Yeah.
so Hindu priest
So,
by the way.
again,
Uh,
like this video, don't like this video.
Follow us on all our
Follow
social media platforms at FitBidin. Go to fatbidin.com to get everything.
You're watching and listening to
Oh
Family
yeah,
Film
watching.
Club,
I'm assuming I'm Zanazli.
and I'm sure it was someone.
A beautiful setting at the back. Quiet as a kiss.